Welcome back to our Stanley Cup play-in previews. This is our 6th preview today. So far, today will be between the Oilers and the Blackhawks. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Wednesday afternoon. Okay. Another number 5 versus number 12. That's a very, very fun thing, right? It's very fun to predict such things. Because when there's an upset, it really is very entertaining. Okay, let's look at the bracket again. We are on the second matchup of the Western Conference play-ins. Tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Pacific time, we'll be doing the Canucks and the Wild. And then at 3 p.m. tomorrow, we will be doing our final preview on the Preds and the Coyotes. And then on Friday, we'll be doing our compilation of all 8 of our play-in previews. Alright, so Columbus, Toronto Monday, Pittsburgh, Montreal Monday, New York Islanders, Florida Tuesday, Carolina, New York Rangers on Tuesday. Earlier today, we did Calgary and Winnipeg, and now Edmonton, Chicago. If you haven't checked out our first 5 previews, make sure to check them out. Playlist is in the description below, but if you want to wait until Friday, we will release all 8 previews in one single video. Okay, as usual, we will go over the skaters, the D-men, goaltenders, the numbers first before we go over some storylines. Okay, the Edmonton Oilers are 37-25 and 983 points. I do believe they were in a divisional spot, but that format is kaput now. Their top 6 skaters are Nugent Hopkins, Connor McDavid, Zach Kassian, Andreas Athanasiou, Leon Draisaitl, and Kailer Yamamoto. Their top 4 defense are Clefbaum, Larson, Nurse, and Bear. Their goaltenders are Mikko Koskinen and Mike Smith. My oh my, are the Oilers' special team strong. They have the first ranked power play and the second ranked penalty kill. Chicago, on the other end, 32-30-8, 72 points. They are, of course, the last seeded team in the West that made it into these play-ins. Their top 6 forwards are Alex DeBrincat, Jonathan Toews, Brandon Saad, Nylander, Strome, and Kane. Their top 4 defense are Duncan Keith, Boquist, Calvin DeHaan, and Murphy. Now, for goaltenders, we are recording this on July the 17th, so I do not know if Corey Crawford is back yet. When I'm recording this, they still are saying that Corey Crawford is unfit to play in training camp. That means, I don't know what that means. Does that mean that he has a bigger issue at hand, or is it just he's not ready to play yet because of his fitness or whatever? Okay. Their backup is Malcolm Subban. Their power play, 28th in the league, and their penalty kill is tied for 8th. The Blackhawks won the season series 2-1, outscoring the Oilers 10-9. The Oilers have one of the best players in the world, Connor McDavid, and also the Art Ross Trophy winner, who will likely be this season's MVP. Leon Draisaitl won 110 points and 71 games played. Oh my goodness. Connor McDavid at 97, just like his number on his jersey. Man, McDavid and Draisaitl. Wow. By the numbers, these teams are in similar standing offensively. Chicago and the Oilers pretty good in goal scoring. The Oilers are 14th in goals per game, but they are 29th in shots per game. The Blackhawks are 18th in goals per game and 13th in shots per game. The Oilers, of course, carried by McDavid and Draisaitl, have one of the most explosive and threatening duos across the entire NHL. However, the biggest problem for the Oilers has been putting the depth around them and finding consistent contributors in the other lines. And Oilers They're only carried as far as McDavid and Draisaitl can drag them. They're going to have a lot of ice time. However, that being said, the Oilers did find some energy in their depth later in the year with the insertion of Kailer Yamamoto, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins was in a little bit of a career year before the shutdown unfortunately cut his campaign short. There's no question that McDavid and Draisaitl will have to carry most of the weight. The Blackhawks still have Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews leading the charge up front, but they will need to be very great for the Blackhawks to make any sort of surprising noise as the 23rd seed in the NHL. There is a lot of youth around them, and their youth will have to come out strong, perform as they were in the season. We have Dominik Kubalik, who has scored 30 goals in 68 games. Dylan Strome, Alex DeBrincat, and Alex Nylander have also done very well as talented young players, as well as Kirby Dach, of course. But the Blackhawks will need to contribute more consistently to be really taken seriously. Their defense, the Oilers ranked 15th in goals allowed per game, and the Blackhawks are right behind them, ranked 16th. The Oilers ranked 20th shots allowed per game, and the Blackhawks rank dead last along all 31 teams, allowing over 35 shots per game. The Blackhawks are also second in the league in high danger chances allowed. The Oilers are 11th. There's not a ton that separates these two teams defensively. Playing in their own end is not a strong suit for either teams, and there are going to be a lot of big scoring chances. It's just who will be able to hold the fort a teeny bit better. Which brings us to our special teams. The Oilers, 29.5% on the power play. They're 4% better than the second place team, which is the Boston Bruins at 25.2%. However, Chicago's power play has struggled very much. They're 28th in the league with 15.2%. The Oilers, 84.4% of the penalty kill. Chicago, 82.1%. The Oilers are pretty lethal on their special teams and very good at killing penalties. Okay, now for goaltending, we have Chicago, which leads a teeny bit in the goaltending department. They're tied for 4th in the league with a .913 collective save percentage. But if you look at the numbers, how is that .913? They traded away their top performing goalie in Robin Leonard. He had a .918 save percentage in 33 games. They traded him in the trade deadline. Maybe that's not something they thought about because they thought they were going to miss the playoffs. But luckily, Corey Crawford is still a solid option if he does end up coming back. Let me tell you, if Malcolm Subban is the starter, Chicago was going to get swept. But Corey Crawford, if he can come back, the Blackhawks might have a chance. They might. Crawford had a pretty good campaign in this season. He had a .917 save percentage. And in the final 11 games, he put up a .929 save percentage. But he must come back. The Oilers are 14th in NHL collective save percentage. Mikko Koskinen, .917 save percentage, and Mike Smith has a .902 save percentage. So we'll expect Mikko Koskinen to be getting the starter position, but we'll see. Anyways, by all this numbers, I do believe that the Oilers should be able to pull this one through with their very strong offense, but if they're going to get farther into these playoffs, they must rely on their depth more than they have. Because you can't just rely on McDavid and Draisaitl to carry you the whole way. They might carry you a lot of the way, but maybe not the whole way. As you do remember, I did choose the Oilers to win the Stanley Cup. I don't know if I regret that, but it's just a random thing I threw out there. And I don't know. But the Oilers, I think, will win this one in 4 games. But Chicago might put up a fight. Well, we never know. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Smash that like button if you enjoyed it. We will see you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Pacific time for the next preview between the Vancouver Canucks and Minnesota Wild. That's my favorite team at work, the Canucks. Let's see how harsh I will be to them, or how not harsh I'll be. We'll see, won't we? Again, thanks for watching, and as always, it is time for us to go. See you guys tomorrow. Take care, everyone.